What up, what up? It's Garage Gym Homie, and today I'm talking about hair transplants. Is it worth it? Before I get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out every day for you now. From health food reviews, supplement reviews, gizmos, gadgets, goodies, all sorts of good finds for you fine folks out there. So click subscribe and let's get into this. You see what this says? Garage Gym Homie. What do we got there? What's that say? Facts, not feelings. This is just a taste of the merchandise I got. If you want any merchandise, I'm putting up a little store. I'm only charging the cost that I paid for it. I just want to, get it. Some people have been asking me about it, and it's just fun for me. So I got a whole bunch of hoodies, beanies, joggers, tank tops, all sorts of stuff for you. So every Saturday, I'm trying to talk about a topic, something outside of supplement reviews that means something through my journey, through my life, something on a deeper level. So I want to talk to you about hair transplants and if they're worth it. So back in 2009 to 2010, I was in state prison in California. So having said that, I went in there with a full, believe it or not, I had a full head of hair, thick, nice head of hair. So I went in there, and one of the white boys convinced me, you should shave your head, man. You should shave your head. It'll be easier. You're in prison. It won't, nothing to maintain, da da da. The dude freaking, I was like, okay, bicked my head. I look goofy as heck with my big freaking nose and my ears and everything. Bicked it completely bald. I don't know what the heck that happened there, but it shocked my head and the hair never freaking grew back. Never. So it was coming in looking sorry as heck since then. So I had still years later of running around and getting high. So over 7 years ago, I got sober. I came home to Michigan, and I was super uncomfortable in my own skin, like extremely uncomfortable in my skin. And having thinning hair, balding, was one of the things that I got in my head about. And it started, I saw a dermatologist one day, and I tried everything from all the shampoos to there's shampoos that supposedly regenerate hair growth, stop you from losing more, da da da. I didn't want to get on Propecia because I had heard that it was bad for testosterone. And I was already struggling with low testosterone when I got sober initially because the drug use had shot my hormones, and I had to do a lot of work to bring it back up. So I didn't want to mess with my hormones at all. I was already struggling. This was over 7 years ago. So I saw a dermatologist, and he told me, he's like, the best he put in my ear about hair transplants. He's like, you could get a hair transplant. This would be a good time. He's like, the best hair transplants are in Turkey. A lot of people fly out to Turkey. They're the cheapest. He said, but here in Michigan, he told me the name of these doctors, Tesler and Aronovitz, right here. I guess they're the best in the area. So I got in my head about it, went, talked to my family, consulted. They all kind of, supported me, had my back, said it would be a good idea, it would give me confidence, all that. And I finally made a consultation. I went there. The doctor he's like, oh, you're going to love it. It's going to make you feel great. Trust me, you're going to love it. Da, 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 da. I was really excited about it and yada, yada. So, I'm like staying really close with my AA sponsor, and I want to run all this stuff by him. And I talked to him, and he says, I'm extremely against doing this. I think it's extremely vain. Cosmetic surgery. He goes, if you need a surgery for your health or something, but cosmetic stuff, he said, you know, you're a spiritual man. If you're not supposed to have hair, you're not supposed to have hair. End of story, you know, and I don't believe in that kind of stuff. And I think it's like self-centered. It's all about me, me, me. And that goes kind of with my disease of alcoholism. Everything's about me, 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 previously in my life. And so I was like, oh man, I thought I was going to tell him about it, and he was going to be like, that's a great idea, Ari. Yeah, you should freaking get that hair transplant. So he kind of like rained on my parade. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to meditate about it. I'm going to really think about what the right thing is. My family's like, there's nothing wrong with having a full head of hair. It's a beautiful thing. You have the opportunity. My sponsor, who I also trust with my life, is telling me, not a good idea. We got to be on guard as alcoholics against things like that are all about like self-centeredness and looks and, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, where do I go? So I was pretty brand new in sobriety, you know, and I went with the hair transplant. And I never ended up telling him that I got it. I went with the hair transplant, and what they did was I went in there. It was freaking, I had to go in first thing in the morning. I was awake the whole time. What they do is they give you about 30 shots all over your freaking head. 30 shots all over your head. It feels like you're wearing like a helmet. It's like completely numbs your whole head. They take a strip. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I'm even going to line up with the camera right. They take a strip in the back of your head off. Like they call it the donor area. They take a whole, I still have a scar. They take a huge strip, I guess, while you're lying there freaking awake, and all you can feel is scraping. And they have like 3 people in the room pulling every live hair follicle out of it. It's a whole team pulling each individual hair follicle out of it. The thing, just so you know, cost $8,000. The procedure was $8,000. Took 7 to 8 hours in there. So they did that. I told the doctor ahead of time that I'm an addict alcoholic. I wanted to cover, if I'm going to be self-centered and do this from, you know, I wanted to cover my angles. So I wanted to tell him I'm not leaving here with painkillers. I kind of wanted to make sure that things were lined up right, so my disease couldn't like get a hold of me, my disease of addiction and alcoholism, because, you know, it looks for every angle to destroy me. So they're separating every hair follicle, while somebody else is poking holes in the front of your head in every little place they want to implant them. It's crazy. A hole for each freaking follicle. Then they put it in, and your skin attaches to it, essentially. Your head pulls in the follicle, and you have a live hair follicle now. So it didn't hurt. The procedure didn't hurt at all. I mean, you're completely numb, and as soon as you stop going numb, they numb you right back up. You're sitting there. They offer you freaking Valium, whatever, which, you know, it was like, can't do everything because of my disease, you know. So after the pain set in, it was freaking excruciating pain. I mean, it was some of the worst, and I'm like a recovered drug addict, and I'm not, to me now in my life, I have to be like dying. I have to be in some serious pain to take Advil even. So I roughed it out for weeks. I had to sleep sitting up because the blood can't like rush or anything. You have to shower with this thing on. It is a whole thing, and you have to clean it gently. It was a whole ordeal. So I got through the few weeks, the pain started to subside, and it seemed like it started to work. I got like a lot of my hair back, and it worked for about 2 years, and then it stopped working again. And my hair, I'm back to pretty much maybe a little more than where I started with it, which you might say, oh, sorry as heck if this is, you know, what the hair transplant did for me. Anyway, I look back at it now, and I don't want to say that I regret doing it, but it's the silliest thing to me, and I don't think it's worth it one bit. Spirituality, being sober for years now, bodybuilding has given me the confidence to be in my own skin that I didn't have then. If I would have given it a chance, if they would have said now to me, do you want a hair transplant? The way that I've gotten as close as possible to God, the way that I've gotten help addicts and alcoholics, the way that I do the YouTube channel and like really gotten outside of my comfort zone, the way that I'm now able to like feel confident dealing with women without drugs and alcohol, the way that I've worked on my physique. If you would have said that to me now, I'd be like, hair transplant, I freaking embrace the way I look. Like, I look back and I'm like, it was so not worth it. My sponsor was 1,000% right. And I couldn't see it then. And I guess we have to do things. Most of us don't learn vicariously. We have to do things ourselves to grow. You know, we have to make, I don't want to say mistakes because I don't like regretting anything that I've done. But looking past now, I would not recommend it to anybody. When people say they're on Propecia, I say it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it at all. I think you're messing with your hormones. Even if the doctors tell you there's a small chance. I know someone who just got off it because after a few weeks, they couldn't get hard. They weren't thinking about sex one bit. These things have real effects. If you focus on who you are to the core, the person you are deep, deep down inside, and you work on your physique, and you work on your training, and your spirituality, and becoming a better person, helping others, you're going to think about yourself less and less the more you help more people, and you're going to get outside of your head. And things like how much hair you have don't matter. You know what women like? I'm not a woman, obviously. You think women care that much about muscle? They don't care that much. Women like confidence. Muscle brings confidence. So women, you know, cling to that because guys with some muscle, generally guys who are into fitness, people in the fitness world have more confidence than most. That's what women cling to. It's not the muscle itself. It's what comes with it. The lack of hair, I'm telling you, I doubt most chicks care about it. I'm not very good with women still, and they don't really pay much attention to me, but I doubt that they freaking care that much about your balding hair if you're taking care of all these other parts in your life. So if you're deciding to get a hair transplant or not, it sounds like a good idea and you think your life's going to change when you have a few more hair follicles up in there, you're still going to be the same freaking person to the core, deep down. And you're not going to get comfortable in your skin with a few more hair follicles or not until you work on who you are in there and really grow as a man. So that's what I got for you. If you liked the review, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't excuse me, I'm still on a stim break. Give me a freaking break. Quit monkeying around. If you didn't freaking like the review, also subscribe to the channel. Garage Gym Homie's always going to give it to you straight. Facts, not feelings. You saw it here. Together, oh my God, we're going to get ripped this freaking spring. Let's get this dang muscle. God bless all of you. I'm out.